All right, I know what you're thinking. Another guy telling me the MCU is back for the 10th time. But no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not here to tell you Doomsday is automatically going to be good, because let's be honest, Marvel has spent the last few years handing us homework assignments disguised as entertainment. Watch this show, watch that post-credit scene, remember this side character that nobody gives a fuck about, and pretend this movie mattered. At a certain point, being an MCU fan started to feel less like watching movies and more like managing a cinematic group project where half the class just stopped showing up. From Thor Love and Thunder, She-Hulk, Black Widow, Eternals, Ant-Man 3, it felt more like torture than entertainment. But that's exactly why Doomsday is going to be massive. Not because Marvel is in a perfect place, but because Marvel is desperate. And desperate Marvel is usually when they start calling in the nuclear weapons. I mean, they introduced Doctor fucking Doom, literally the most iconic villain in Marvel history. From RDJ coming back, Chris Evans, the Russo brothers, it just feels like Marvel has everything they need to succeed with this movie. And it's not far-fetched to say that Marvel has fucked up in the past in many, many ways. And one of those ways is depicting men as complete fucking idiots when your target demographic is mostly men. Now, I don't understand what they were thinking when they were doing this, but it's obviously to appeal to a larger demographic. But in the midst of appealing to that larger demographic, their audience that is roughly 65% male went somewhere else to feel respected, and shit, who can blame them? You know, Marvel really shot themselves in the foot with that one. This isn't just a Marvel problem though. A lot of big budget films nowadays have that same tendency, and it's just starting to get annoying. That's besides the point though. I'm getting off track. I honestly do think Marvel has learned from their mistakes, and with Kevin Feige coming back and being more present than ever, I do think this will be the turning point for Marvel. Regardless if it's a flop or not, which I highly doubt it will flop, it's most definitely going to cross over $1 billion at the box office. Doomsday is going to benefit from both sides, no matter how you look at it. The people that want Marvel to win will be there, but also the people that want Marvel to fail will be there as well. Because hate watching is still watching, you know, like regardless if you like it or not, you're still going to be watching it, putting money in Marvel's pockets. But that's the power of a real event movie. Even the haters become customers. So, you know, Marvel still wins at the end of the day. But that doesn't mean the movie is still guaranteed to be great, because in fact, it can still collapse under its own weight. Because let's be real, expectations are at an all-time high with basically the whole MCU writing all on this one film. Now, yeah, there's Secret Wars the following year, but no one is gonna want to watch that if Doomsday doesn't live up to the hype. But hopefully it's not a big clusterfuck of 57,000 cameos and 1,000 superheroes fighting all at once, because that's the last thing we want to see. Luckily, I have faith in the Russos to deliver on their promise, because honestly, they're the only ones that can deliver a story-driven movie that isn't trying to push a message to the larger demographic. And they can handle the scale. They've shown it before, and I have no doubt in them. Now, keep in mind, these are the same directors that gave us Infinity War and Endgame, the two biggest Marvel movies in history, and Infinity War being, in my opinion, the best Marvel movie to date. And even though they are getting paid a fuck ton of money, it's clear they're not doing it for the money. They essentially could have just taken the bag when Marvel approached them and just came up with whatever fucking story to tell, but they didn't fully commit until they found an idea for Secret Wars that actually excited them. And that's what we need more of. We don't need any more Taika Waititi's or whoever the fuck directed Ironheart, because holy shit. As long as we have people that actually care about the projects they're working on without inserting their political agenda, there's no way it can fail. I mean, yeah, there might be a few slip-ups here and there, but going back to the way it was post-Endgame, I don't really see that happening if Marvel actually takes the initiative to actually hire people that deeply care about the project. And it looks like Doomsday is a step into the right direction. For fuck's sake, man, finally. Now, I don't want to shit on everything post Endgame, because in reality, not everything post Endgame was horrible. We still had Guardians 3, No Way Home, Deadpool and Wolverine, Loki. So it's clear that Marvel still has it in them to deliver something great. But it's just the fact that it took this long for them to finally realize it. It feels like a toxic relationship when you're dating someone and then when you finally leave them, now they want to act right. How does that make sense? Why did it take flop after flop and you losing half your audience to realize that you're the problem? Well, regardless, if they nail it, this could be the biggest Marvel movie since Endgame. But if they blow it, I really think this is going to be the biggest letdown in cinematic history because you can't play the RDJ card twice. You can't bring back Robert Downey Jr. And then if it flops, goes, don't worry, guys, the next one is where it really starts. Motherfucker, it was supposed to be this one. And then on top of that, we have Chris Evans reprising his role as Steve Rogers. How does Anthony Mackie feel about that one? Because it just seems like they're going back on their word. And honestly, I don't blame them because who in their right mind would think that Anthony Mackie could replace Chris Evans as Captain America? Props to Anthony Mackie because he's a great actor, but in reality, he's not Captain America. Chris Evans is. When you think about the face of the MCU, you think Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Chris Evans as Captain America. And without them, the MCU has been struggling. That's why they brought them back. Yes, it can look desperate, and in all reality, I actually think it is a little bit desperate, but still smart at the end of the day. And whether you like it or not, they're the heart of the MCU. And without them, it's been feeling soulless and bland. And obviously, they're not going to be in the MCU forever. They're going to retire. But when they do, who's going to take their place? The MCU hasn't built us up to care about anyone the way we do with the core Avengers. And that's the problem. So if there's a time and place to start doing that, it has to be Doomsday. They literally have no choice. Listen, I'm not saying Marvel is saved. Actually, it's far from it, but I'm saying Doomsday is so big, so desperate, and so chaotic that everyone is going to watch it either way. The casual audience is going to watch it because they're just going to hear that Iron Man is Doctor Doom now and just immediately start asking questions. And that's the thing about Doomsday. It doesn't need everyone to believe in Marvel again. It just needs everyone to be curious. And right now, curiosity might be the most powerful thing Marvel has left. It has nothing else. This movie is Marvel's emergency button. So, yeah, they're pretty scared, but that might be the only Marvel worth watching. Scared Marvel. But, yeah, that's just my take. See ya.